Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided that I like Liquid Hero, so I'm going to cast him a little bit more. So this time I have a best of 3 series between Sniper MvP, I believe it was called, although he's listed as Killer MvP here. Apparently though he's Sniper MvP, so Sniper, Killer, maybe the same person. If not, this is Sniper MvP. And his opponent today is going to be Liquid Hero. Okay, so Liquid Hero up in the top right hand side of the map. Blue Protoss, bottom left's purple Zerg is going to be the Killer MvP. I'm going to call him Killer, I've decided. Anyway, so we will indeed see what this is a map which of course is a pain in the ass to wall off, so probably not a Nexus first coming out of Hero, probably going to be favouring the Forge first, getting the wall off a little bit earlier. But again, Forge Rise Expand is easy, 3 bases easy to defend, once these rocks are down for both players, that is. So 3 base could be an option. The 4th base of course on this map a little harder to secure, very open to attacks from all angles. Of course, probably going to be a bit better for the Zerg to defend, I don't know, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up, and yeah. Notice no gold bases do exist on the map. I believe they used to exist over here, up top and bottom, but that doesn't exist anymore. Gold bases in general are a bit out of fashion, it seems, in Starcraft at the moment. We will indeed see Killer going for this spawning pool down here in his base. Spawning pool before hatchery. The same thing that we did indeed see another player go for, who I did just cast, that player being TSL Hyun. So of course if you have not seen those games yet, please do check them out. They will be up on my channel at about the same time as these games, I presume. Anyway, so meanwhile we do just see the scouting probe of Hero, seeing everything, blocking this expansion, and that'll of course anchor a Killer. And the brilliant thing for Hero is that his probe will be first to the 3rd base location, so really, he's going to be able to deny both bases. That's going to mean a very delayed natural expansion for Killer unless he gets it down, and yes, he does not. And he may even lose this drone here in just a second to this probe being chased off. So Hero doing a really great job in the early game and just delaying whatever it is that Killer's going for. Going for the hatchery yet again, going for one last chance. If he doesn't get it, he will lose his drone, and no, he does not get it. And his drone appears to be about to die on 2 health remaining. One more hit will kill it. This is a micro battle, furious clicking by both players, and oh, making an extractor. A very clever play to save this drone at the last second. And that will basically not save it very long apparently. As of course we do indeed see that the base over here is being taken, and he's going to have to wait for the links to come around to get his probe, to get his drone back into safety. There goes the 3rd base going down. And Hero's probe will actually escape, it looks like. Very close calls, and very good probe management by Hero. Basically perfect, you'd have to say. I mean, he delayed that base for how long? For a long time. You can see both bases. The first one started at the 4-minute mark. That is slow. And that is going to hurt the Killer. That's going to hurt him quite a bit. Killer or Sniper, whoever he may be. Yeah. Anyway, so we do indeed the natural down for Hero before the natural down for our Zerg player. Quite an unusual sight to see that, especially without even going Nexus first, which I believe Hero didn't. I believe he didn't. I didn't actually watch that closely though. Meanwhile, we do see 2 gas guys is already up and mining. Gonna give him a ton of gas for an early +1 attack upgrade. And yeah, that's gonna be very helpful because +1 attack always helps in almost every circumstance. Of course, the Spy people are going to be killed to allow a wall off for Hero, probably in case of emergency, in case his front gets overrun, in order to protect his main base. Unlikely it's going to come into play this game. Okay, so meanwhile we do indeed see a Zealot being chrono boosted out. A second Zealot that's just come out. The Sorka is now about to be on the way after he becomes unsupply blocked. And meanwhile, we do see that the 3rd base is not yet safe for Killer here, and he is going to have a tough time potentially against these units coming in for Hero. You can see Hero with his 1 Zealot going to be scaring away those 6lings. Of course, the 2nd Zealot will be coming down in just enough time to save that 1st Zealot, perhaps. Perhaps not though, as it is going to be 6-on-1 right about now. Going to get to the mineral patches to be safe, but no, Killer just running straight past the Zealots, allowing them to group up, and that is going to suck for him, because he's going to need quite a few more lings to hold onto this base. It's not going to die. By chance, it's never going to die here. The Queen is out too, but it could lose a few drones. It looks like though, with the Queen out, we will see Hero backing off. Okay, so forcing a few extra drones to be produced here. The Roach one has gone down too, so Hero by poking has done a little bit of damage, delayed his opponent a little bit more, already slightly delayed bases as I mentioned earlier. And now these rocks are finally going to go down, allowing creep to be spread between the natural and the third bases, and that is going to be very, very good for Killer, who appears to be going for possibly a fourth base, so no, a transfer. I've done that twice today now. And yeah. Again, transferring around the rocks is always a pain. It's really annoying to have to do. Okay, meanwhile, Hero poking back in here. I doubt he'll commit to an attack here, because really it's not a good idea. There's going to be one link going down before anything does start though, and the second queen is coming around to the back, so is another Stalker though, and the pylon is going down. It will indeed complete, it looks like. We do indeed see back in the base of Hero, we do see 4 warp gates already finished, 4 Zealots reinforcing, and this could be a big push here. It could potentially kill the third base of Killer thanks to this proxy pylon being placed down, and it looks like the roaches are streaming out on the way. Will it be up in time is the question. It looks like for the moment Killer has a little bit of time, but another warp in of 4 Stalkers this time is possibly going to spell doom for this third base, and Hero playing so well this game so far, delaying everything of Killer's, and that has just messed up with all of his timings. Meanwhile, Hero has had on-track timings for just about everything he has done, and these 4 gates are going to be so damaging. We saw him try this sort of 4-gate play against Hyun off the 2 bases. Hyun was not affected by it. Apparently though, this is the effect of it. This is why Hero loves the play so dearly, and it looks like the Stalkers, despite being chased by a ton of Lings, are going to be okay for the time being, as there is no speed on those Lings. The Zealots are going to fight off those Lings, and it looks like though Killer will be able to hold eventually, but at what cost is the question. At what cost indeed, and he is, oh my god, he's lost twice as many units in resources as his opponent Hero, and Hero is still pressuring the third base, and you'll notice for quite a few minutes now not a single drone has been, well, there's a single drone, but not many drones have been produced for quite some time, and that is going to leave Killer not ahead in not behind in drones, but not really ahead either, about even. And it is about to be 3 base at 3 base, neither playing having an economic advantage. The tech advantage going to be in the favour of Hero, as he has a robo on the way, whereas the lair is done, but no other tech is done for Killer. So as such, it appears that what we will be seeing is Hero having a big edge in this game, as normally at this stage of the game, the 10-11 minute mark, 3 base Zerg, faster basing Zerg, is the Zerg having a huge supply lead. And that is just not the case right now, and it is not the case for obvious reasons. We've all seen why. And these 4 Zealots are a bit suicidal, trying to give Killer that supply lead apparently, which he hasn't earned so far. But there goes one queen going down, and it looks like these Zealots may have some sort of use, but no, the roaches are just too many roaches for a few Zealots at this stage. And yeah, that is the end of the pressure from Hero. And of course, the last warp in was probably a bit of a waste, as I've already said. Okay, so meanwhile we do see a 94-76 supply count. 3 base though still does favour our Protoss player a little bit. Not by much though, as he did lose a few more units than perhaps it wasn't necessary. Pure Sentry trying to focus down these rocks. Never an efficient process, but of course it will be good enough for the time being. The rocks are now down, and here we do indeed see a saturated 3 bases for Hero, which is going to suit him just fine. Of course, Killer MvP will be very unhappy to see a third base already fully defended and fully functional, as well as what, 111 upgrades, about to be 211 upgrades for Hero at the moment. Okay, here comes the 4th base, the much needed 4th base for Killer MvP, as does his tech. He appears to be going down the Spire route this game, so the Spire of course will mean a high muta count, probably, as oh, this could be a really good stroke of luck for Killer MvP, as we are seeing a Warp Prism play by Hero about to come out, and of course mutas are great against Warp Prisms because they are fast, they are mobile, mutas fly around and can kill the Warp Prisms, they can intercept them, they can get the map control you need to fight them off well. But yeah, as well as getting the map control, which we all know that they do indeed bring, as they want to resume the game, yeah, as well as getting that extra map control in, they can of course deny Zealot warp-ins, they can deny Zealot drops, because of course Zealots can't shoot up, and of course mutas can be almost everywhere at the same time, because they are that fast. There goes one changeling dying a slow, well, not a slow, but a miserable death. And we do indeed see Colossus production starting. A very, very high sentry count is the trump card of hero at this stage, as of course sentries demolish roaches, but mutas are pretty good against sentries. I have to say Guardian Shield is amazing, but you need Stalkers to kill the mutas, and we do indeed see Stalkers being warped in for Hero, but he is moving out at the same time the mutas are moving in. This could allow a whole bunch of probes to go down here, and Hero, being so unfortunate in his timing here, gonna lose a whole bunch of probes. Are gonna bring up that Workers Last tab in just a moment, and we will indeed see a whole bunch of probes have already died. More mutas reinforcing. The reinforcing Stalkers could be picked up, but no. And then they're gonna settle for, what, a total of 6 workers killed? And that's not bad, that helps. And that is not going to delay the push, but is going to weaken it, as those Stalkers could be in this push. Instead they're back at home waiting for mutas to come to their base. And this is going to allow Killer MvP to have a much better chance at holding off this attack. Of course, these sentries, as I mentioned, are the big deal. But going for a counterattack here, it looks like. Oh my god, just going to go for a base trade. And will he get the base is the question. But no, we're going to turn around and go for the flank. Going to get this Colossus for free, it looks like. And it will indeed, I believe, go down, but not for free. In the end, the Morsels are down, and the roaches are all trapped here in a very, very small space, but these mutas, of course, are in here. They are sniping the sentries, focus firing down all the sentries, and they are dropping, but so are the mutas. The muta count being whittled down to almost nothing at this stage. Here we do see basically Stalkers versus roaches. It looks like the Protoss player will be whittled down sufficiently to not do too much more damage, but at the same time, the Zerg army has crumbled, and 44 lings are on the way. Will that be enough? It is going to have to be, as that is all that is left, and oh my god, the extra warpings have left to a GG. Was it premature? I don't know, 44 lings are pretty good against pure Stalkers, but the blink was indeed done. So in the end, it looks like the, yeah, just the last few seconds, just turn everything around. At this stage you think, well cool, if MvP still had all the roaches alive and back in his base, reinforcements could be fine, but of course by not being able to retreat, he was stuffed. And I hit the wrong key. I meant to end the game there. But that is okay. I'll just leave you with this screenshot right here. And you can see at this stage if everything was alive, the reinforcements would have been great for the Zerg player. But of course, suddenly everything dies and a proxy pylon is right... Sorry, a War Prism rather, is right here. And if you look at Hero, he does indeed have 9 gates. And that is the crucial thing. So many gates. And despite 5 Stalkers being back in the base of Hero, Killer MvP basically not dominated, but outplayed from start to finish, whether it be from the delays with the probe, with the bases, the early units being forced by that 4-gate pressure, and then into this big push. Basically, it meant that Killer MvP's timings were all way too delayed for him to hold on, and that is why it was just a very clever game all around by Hero, going exactly to plan for him. So well done to Hero, and I'll jump into game number 2 of this best of 3 series right now.